Hey guys, it's Chris, and I am here today. Another day, another video for the viewers, and to annoy the trolls. And it's a wonderful day. It's a Saturday, and it is my son's birthday. He is 12 years old today. If you hear a noise in the background, that's him, and I know he's not going to make too much of it, like he's doing right now with the dog. We do have to drive to a family member's house where we're going to have a little cake and a little party for him, and then we're going to go to a local shopping mall in that area and do some shopping. And he wanted to go to this Chinese restaurant buffet thing, so we're going to do that. And it's like we don't get to see them all the time because it's like about a half an hour, 40 minutes to get there. And there's like a deep, so it's just on a daily basis. It's just, we don't live particularly close to these relatives. And when there's like traffic and stuff after school, and it can just be a drive. So we made plans to go there. We're going to have some fun. And I wanted to make a little video to get out for you guys. This one is not going to be super long, but I have been getting suggestions on what to watch since I am new to Alex, and you guys who know her can watch in real time my evolution from optimistic viewer to hater, just like I've seen with people like Kicking Geese and Oh Lordy It's Jordy and plenty of other people do with like Amberlyn Reed. And stuff. So, but this is called Fat Discrimination Rant. This was recommended by quite a few of you, and I guess this is her life insurance rant or something like that. I haven't seen it, so we are going to get into it. And I am going to try not to be too rude in this video, but apparently if I say anything that's negative at all, it's rude, so I do apologize. But I will keep speaking hard truths on this channel. This is a channel run by a Gen Xer. So as for all that oversensitivity, F it. I will say, first things first, I think Alex looks really good here. I know I say that I don't like her hair parted in the middle. Maybe that's just when it's like currently short like it is. At this length being a little longer, and her face not quite as swollen, because I don't know if it's filters, but her face does not look as puffy. Her cheeks don't look as chipmunky here, and I think she looks really pretty here. I am not one who is against a real draggy style makeup. I've worn a ton of makeup since I was young. I used to be a competitive figure skater, and we always had to do the kind of stage makeup. So I know some people get on Alex about that. I won't get on her too much about that because I like it, although I know it is just for show. But here she kind of has a more natural, neutral tone palette. This particular color of hair and highlight, and I think she looks really pretty here. I think she looks really nice. I think it's a nice natural middle ground between when she has no makeup on and when she's like does the super heavy intense makeup. And the black is a nice slimming shirt. I like it. I think she looks pretty. But apparently this is a real rage inducing video, so I hope it doesn't disappoint. Anyways, let's get into it.
Rant. Cue the keyboard warriors. But you know what, guys? I literally just don't even care. Like, I just need to.
She's talking about us, guys. We're the keyboard warriors, because she acts like, and there are people that would never say any of this stuff to her face. I personally would say any of this to her if she gave me the chance.
Talk about this because I just had an experience that is. I am irked. I am irked. And I shared it with my close friends on Instagram. And
I'm assuming too, like, this was like, I'm just looking at when this was uploaded. Okay, so this was a year ago. It was before her first pregnancy. That
got so many DMs of my fellow plus size friends who have been through the same thing. So it needs to be talked about. If you watch me, it is no secret. I'm a plus size girl.
Okay, now, and here's one thing I need to say, and I am sure a lot of you agree with me. I am not against plus size girls. I am a girl, a woman who has openly admitted my whole life to having attraction to women. Okay. I am in the LGBT community. Technically, I have dated women, I have dated men. I mainly just lean towards males, but I really appreciate uh women and their different types of beauty, be it, traditional feminine or very androgynous. I'm pretty open about it. I'm somebody who's never thought a woman had to be super skinny or fit to be attractive. I think curves on a woman can be quite beautiful and attractive. But there is a difference between plus size, like legit Ashley Graham plus size model, where you still have like a very human feminine shape. It's just a little fuller, and being like severely obese. I think when Alex first started, if you look at clips from her from like years and years ago, like that video I just put out with her car rant, she looked more just like a plus size woman. And now Alex, his eating habits has allowed her weight to get out of control. And I feel bad in a way, because after looking at how her mom eats as a diabetic and knowing her mom had a weight issue, and from reading a lot of the comments you guys read about how bad Nancy eats and stuff, I do feel Alex was not given a good base as a child for what proper healthy eating is. So I feel like she was set up for failure in that sense. But now as an adult, she knows what she needs to do. She can make the changes. She has the time and money. So there's no excuse. And I would really like to see her not rely on procedures and stuff as much to do the work for her, as just buckle down, like say, okay, I love the carbs and stuff, but I can't eat that many. Like I can't just switch out the carbs I like for protein pastas and stuff like that, because it's still pasta and it's not good for me. I wish she'd just do an overhaul of her diet, admit she needs to eat less, do a little more cardio, and really get serious about her weight loss, because it would make her healthier. It would just help her all around. And now it would certainly help her pregnancy, because we want her to be healthy in her pregnancy. I really do. And I want her to have a healthy, happy little baby. That it would break my heart if something happened, and if something happened to the baby. I had a high risk pregnancy myself. I had fertility issues, and I just know how much I love being a mom. It's my son's birthday today. How fitting. So I don't wish anything more for her. But she lives in La La Land with this weight thing. So it's just very interesting that she wants to be smaller enough to go through all these like medical surgical procedures, as opposed to overhauling your diet. And guys, that really shows just how bad food addiction can be, how much people can get hooked on foods. And like, she's not hooked on like meats and vegetables. It's like all these pastas, processed foods, snacky foods, things like that, right? They are manufactured to be that way. So Alex got into fat acceptance and body positivity and health at every size at a very young age. And I think that is another nail in the coffin, because they really bore deep down into like impressionable women's brains, and just cause a lot of damage and make people truly delusional. It's tragic. And I think Alex is a perfect example, looking at her over the years, what that movement does to people.
Chunky and funky, fat girl, whatever. And I have actually shared in the past a few times now of being discriminated against because of...
She looks so pretty here. I really think she does. The chin is still chinning, doing the weird thing because of the surgery. I love this makeup palette and this color palette on her with this hair. I really do love it. I guarantee you she's talking about her doctors and stuff. She has not been discriminated against because of her weight. If your doctor tells you you need to lose weight, or you're too heavy to get IVF or something like that, it's because there is a medical reason they're saying it. They give people a weight threshold for like fertility treatments and stuff, because they know the higher up your BMI, or if your BMI is extremely low, it's not just fat people. If you were extremely thin, you would have the same talking to. But they know once your body gets to a certain size, there's no sense in doing the IVF or the fertility treatments, because they're not gonna, their chances of working are so much lower than if you were in, because there is a healthy body range, and like it or not, health and weight are directly correlated.
My size, having stigmas thrown at me because of my weight. Like
It's not stigma, Alex. It's reality, honey.
it's my daily life on the internet, but it's happened to me in person as well. So,
Well, then get off the internet. Go and work at like a department store or something. Like, she has the luxury of working online, making a damn good living, and she has a lot of butt kissers out there and stands clearly that come to her defense. So, I mean, yeah, she may get hate online, but we all do, right? Like, I experience, everybody does, but for the most part, she has a pretty loyal fan base compared to other people in the locale, like girl world. She has it easy, and she just don't know how bad it could be. But the fact is she is in this fat acceptance mindset that if people say you're overweight or that you're unhealthy or something because of your weight, then that's discrimination and that's biased and it's stigma, and it's not. It's just people are allowed to have their freaking opinions, and if they're mean or they don't like it and it's not something positive, that doesn't mean it's not true, right? And actually people, like, especially now with her being pregnant, people telling her, let her live her life. She's doing what she wants. Let her be happy. She's not doing anything wrong. People encouraging the bad behavior and not trying to help her make better changes, make positive changes, help with her weight, help with improving her diet. People telling her to stay the same are the ones, these stands like who come into my comment section and say, leave her alone. You're so mean. You're bullying. They're the ones that are actually mean and hate this woman, because they encourage her bad habits. They don't want her to change. They want her to stay morbidly obese, and they want to put her baby at risk. And people like me, while you may think my hard truths are mean, what I say to her, and I think I give Alex pretty lenient critiques compared to a lot of things on the internet, and the tips and advice as far as diet and nutrition, I think generally, and lifestyle tips, I think I give her pretty good advice, and it's pretty lenient, it's pretty easy, it's pretty flexible. It still allow her to have some of the stuff she likes, and it's not just for when she's pregnant, it's for when she's after she's pregnant. But it's like also coming from a place of somebody who has a weight problem, but somebody who had a fertility problem and who had a high risk pregnancy with a little boy. So I feel very like I've been in a very similar situation in that sense with Alex, and I just think that I give helpful criticism, but you know, some people you're never ever going to appease unless you're saying you're a queen, you're perfect, you're amazing. But the people who just kiss her butt and encourage her bad behavior, they're the ones that hate her and want to see her hurt and worse. And I don't. I really don't. I would like to see the best for her. Like I said, I am still cautiously optimistic and hopeful about Alex. I'm new to the Alex verse. You've all been there where you start out really liking someone and having hope, and I know you guys have warned me it's going to get worse, and it probably will, but like I said, you guys can watch the degradation of my hope for Alex in real time. But even with people like that I absolutely despise, that I am frustrated with, that I feel there's no hope for, like Amber Lynn Reed, I still in a way hold out hope. I still want to see her get better and get healthy and lose weight. I would still help her in any way I could if she asked for it, you know. So I mean, if you want to call me a mean jerk, but you know, you can, but I still do want and wish the best for people. And it's this girl world has been keeping us busy and crazy these days.
So here's the experience that I just had. So I recently decided to apply for life insurance, you know, big deal. So I went through like this third party place that like will match you with insurances, like cool. That way it's kind of like a little shopping marketplace situation. So I filled it.
Well, that would be kind of nice, because then instead of calling each company individually, you know, they can do it for you. good option. I need to do that.
All out online, they call me and they're like, okay, so the lowest price option, because I'm like, yeah, I want the lowest price for what I'm looking for with the life insurance. What's my best option? And they're like, okay, so it'll be this one. That's the lowest. And I'm like, oh, all right, already that's higher than expected. But you know, I already know it's going to be a little high because I am plus size. I'm
Okay, but Alex, there is a difference between plus size, between being plus size and being extremely obese. And this woman was almost 400 pounds at her heaviest. Her weight loss surgery did not fail her. I know she says it failed her from what you guys are saying. She did not stick to the post diet, to the post surgery diet, and she kept squeezing in stuff like the pastas and all that she shouldn't have. So the diet didn't fail, like the surgery didn't fail her, she did. So like if you were just plus size, it wouldn't affect you. Like Alex was and is still morbidly obese. I know she is a little taller. She's not built the same way like Foodie or Amber are, but if she kept going, she would be. At her heaviest, she was really big and she's still morbidly obese. And that's what they look at. It's called morbid obesity for a freaking reason. They just didn't decide to make that term up one day. And fat is not, like I said in a recent video, it's not an innocuous thing that just sits on your body and pads you out and gives you some shape or hides your human shape. It is considered an organ now in many facets of science. It is very hormonally active. They don't know to what degree yet, but it produces and releases a lot of estrogen on top of other hormones, and it is very inflammatory. It has a very high inflammatory effect on your body, which causes a myriad of problems. Your heart diseases, your autoimmune issues, your general degradation of your overall health, your joints. That's all caused by internal systemic inflammation, right? So they discriminate against people with very excess body weight because they are inherently unhealthy and less healthy than somebody at a healthy body weight because of the fat having those effects on their body, and it compounds over time. Your blood pressure and all that can be good right now, but I know a lot of you guys like the phrase I tend to use about the blood work and the labs and your health. Well, it's good until it isn't, okay? And your labs come back fine until they don't. And it's the same for if you are extremely underweight. It is not unhealthy. It's not healthy to have like a huge lack of fat on your body, and even just weight in general, not just in terms of fat. Bodybuilders who have a ton of mass and excess weight on them in the form of muscle and not fat, still, if they maintain it for years, will still have issues with the inflammation and the pain and all the same problems, because your body, yes, muscle is healthier. It's not as hormonally damaging, but it's still overall not good for your body. Your body has to work harder to maintain it. It's harder on your joints. Your heart has to work harder to pump to that, extra mass on your body. So it's just like a bunch of freaking things. So when they just say, oh, they just discriminate just because they don't like fat people and they think we're ugly. No, 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 no. That's not the case. And you know what? If they think you're ugly, so what? If somebody thinks you're ugly because they're not attracted to fat people, that's their right. Some people aren't attracted. My partner is not attracted to super, super skinny, stick thin girls. He doesn't like that. It's an individual thing.
Overweight, but you know what? Cool, whatever. So I'm like, okay, like, let's move forward. So this guy then proceeds to ask me like 1,000,001 questions, which is exactly what I expect. It takes about,
well, yeah, because they're insuring your life, and usually a life insurance policy can be a lot of money. And what they are doing is they are banking on the fact that they're assessing your ability, your potential ability to live a long time. And they inherently, in the long run, make money on you, even if they have to pay out your policy for some reason. Hopefully, it's not for many, many, many years, and they would have made money off of you in the long run. So they, and life insurances and their metrics and what they use is like measures for their rejection and exception policies and their rates and stuff. That's a good thing to look at because they look at all that stuff for a reason. And when it's higher and stuff for a specific reason, it's because it has been scientifically shown that whatever ailment or whatever situation you have going on has been scientifically proven to make you not live as long, and therefore their risk of making money off of you is lower.
Well, like 15 to 20 minutes. It's a lot of health questions, checking in on my background, like just asking me all about my health. And like, not to toot my own horn, but your girl has really solid health.
No, you don't, Alex. You're morbidly obese. You have joint arthritis. You have very hormonal cystic acne. You have fertility issues. That's not healthy. Just because your blood pressure is within a normal range and stuff, that doesn't mean you're healthy. Like, are your blood sugars still stable? What are your fasting blood sugars? I guarantee your fasting insulin is chronically elevated from all the carbohydrates and sweets you eat. Like, how's your hormonal levels? Like I said, these initial scans of the blood pressure, pulse, and all that, those can sustain a very long time, while other things deeper down in the mix are shit in the bed. So, like, I guarantee she probably has some degree of fatty liver and systemic inflammation and things like that. So, just because your blood pressure and pulse and respiration rate and basic labs came back good, at this point, she's still young. She's still, in her late 20s, early 30s. Yeah, your body will sustain until sometimes when you're morbidly obese until you're in your late 30s, early 40s. And then it'll just go.
Had gastric bypass last year. I've lost 110 pounds. Granted.
Okay, and that says a lot that you had to have gastric bypass. That means that you had such a significant weight issue that you qualified to have 3/4 of your stomach removed to try to get you to get weight off. And it's fine if she did that. I'm not knocking people who get the surgery. I think it's a very useful tool. But I guess she didn't use it effectively. I don't believe she lost 110 pounds from her highest. I'm going to have to dig through some stuff and look at her highest and make, just do some looking. But here I can tell you this video from a year ago, I know she uses makeup and lighting tricks and filter like they all do now, right, guys? So I know it makes it harder to judge. And by the way, I may use a filter to change the color or something in a picture, but I have a cheap ass phone and a cheap $11 webcam when I use they don't have filters like slimming filters and all that fancy stuff. If I save up, which I'm doing now, I'm saving all my YouTube money up to get a good vlogging camera. If it has slimming filters and stuff, I will let you know, because I'm not afraid to admit I would use them, but I don't want to go too crazy because I want you guys to see me actually thin. But here you can tell she noticeably looks slimmer here than she does in her recent videos. And I know she says she's basically only gained 5 or 10 pounds back. If she did lose 100 pounds and she's at that point here in this video, looking at her new videos, I would say she has probably gained back about 40 pounds or 50 pounds. She has gained at least half of it back. So there are definitely issues with the food and the eating. And she's had to have stretched her freaking stomach pouch out again. Because how can you gain that amount of weight without stretching your stomach out again? Those of you who have had gastric bypass, Priscilla or somebody, or you're out there, how hard is it to stretch your stomach back out like that after bypass without having major constant episodes of dumping syndrome and stuff? Because I feel like that would be an issue. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of info today.
I am still curvy, but I have recently lost a lot of weight. I have really great health history in my family. My blood work is fantastic.
You have great history in your family. Your mom is a non-compliant type 1 diabetic who also had a weight problem. So there's that. And that's a direct genetic relative. But yeah, in all seriousness, Alex looks a lot better here than she does currently. The craziest thing about Alex that I can't understand, the dog is in a bad mood, that I can't understand, and I don't know if you guys know specifically why this happens and can help me out here in the Alex world. What I don't understand is like, especially like when she gains weight, why do her cheeks do that puffy thing that they do? Like, I am trying to discern, do they just look that big and puffy? Do they get that puffy because of the chin tuck? Because I think the chin tuck looks okay like now in this video and stuff, because it was meant to be done to give her face and her chin more shape, and tighten the skin and everything. And when she's leaner, it looks okay. But when she gains weight, that tuck is still there, and it just, the fat doesn't distribute right. Is that what's happening? Because you can really see it in her face. When she gains the weight, she gains most of her weight in her face and her upper body and her torso. Her legs do get some weight, but they also do look a little bit muscular. She definitely is torso heavy, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Like, I almost wondered if her cheeks get puffy like that from the acne, because I feel really bad for her acne, because it looks very bad and painful. And I had bad acne when I was young, but I've like outgrown it since. And I just don't know if that's what's inflaming her cheeks, or if like medication she's on or something is inflamed. Does she take steroids like a prednisone or something for that? Because that would cause that puffy moon shape face, you know, like steroids are known for that. I don't know.
My cholesterol's fantastic. My blood pressure. I work out. I try to take really good care of myself, especially since my surgery that was a whole year ago. And even
Alex, if you, oh my goodness, if you try to take really good care of yourself, taking really good care of yourself doesn't just mean getting your hair done, getting your nails done, wearing nice clothes, doing your makeup. It means sticking to your diet, making changes, and working on your weight. Like, I know I have a weight issue and I'm actively working on it, but there's times I say, screw it, I'm going to eat what I want, and I'm not going to feel good, and I'm not going to, but I own it. I say, this is not healthy and I am not doing myself any favors. And like, my weight and everything is my fault. But like, she your weight, taking care of your weight, especially when you're morbidly obese, is taking care of yourself. Keeping yourself so obese that you're unhealthy and have, that's not taking care of yourself. Not like, you know, arguing and defending that you eat protein pasta now instead of, you know, regular pasta, and low sugar, high protein cereal, you know, Fruit Loops versus regular Fruit Loops. That's not health. That's not self-care. That's still junk. That's like switching out one type of junk for just a less bad junk. Like, you would eat the eggs and the yogurt and the vegetables and the meats and the good fats, and you would be limiting your carbohydrates and your treats and your junk and your cookies and your chips and your treats and all that stuff if you really cared about your health, Alex. Like, this woman is frustrating me today.
even one of the questions in the survey is like, have you recently, in the last few months, lost more than 20 pounds? And I'm like, yes, lost a lot of weight recently. So, you know, granted, I'm like, that should, I don't know, help. I don't know.
I don't know how she's going to reapply for this if she didn't get it now, because now she would have to admit that she has put on a lot more weight. Because if you like lie majorly to the insurance, they're not going to like it, because it's like fraud.
Even so, the problem is, we'll get to what the problem is. So he takes all my information and he's like, all right, we're sending off your application, should be Gucci. You'll get like a letter in the mail with all your info, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. So it's been a few weeks and I just got a letter in the mail this morning. Your application has been denied due to the following reasons, : one word, build. Oh.
Oh my God. They just flat out said it. What does that tell you? Look at this face, says it all. What does that tell you? Like, the company just didn't go, oh, we're going to randomly fat shame this woman because we just don't like fat people. We're going to discriminate her against her and not write her a policy and not take her money because we don't like fat people. Like, yeah, right. They'll insure you if they can. It's because being that big is a problem, because having had gastric bypass surgery and still maintaining that much weight is not healthy. And you're not a good candidate to insure, because they feel like, one, their price is going to be too high a month for you to continue to pay, or two, you're going to drop dead in less than 10 or 15 years and you're not a worthy investment. You know what I mean? Like, what? How is that shot? It's not just like companies just don't randomly decide to discriminate against fat people. Guess what? Fat people in America, at least, make the world go round. They love fat people because fat people eat more stuff. People like Alex, you see Amber, they're perfect examples. A lot of these fat acceptance people, they buy more clothes. They want to do more stuff. They consume more fast food. They consume more junk. They get sick. They consume more pharma. You know, it's like they keep the economy going. They are the golden children of like consumerism. So it's not like a company doesn't want to take Alex's money. It's just she was not a good investment because of her size. So clearly everything isn't all that hunky dory if they straight up denied you. Like they didn't even say here and it's a ridiculously high price. They said nope.
Okay. So there's so much to unpack here, let alone you just denying me for my...
Am I going to hear words like body shaming, fat phobia, thin privilege, like this kind of crap? I bet you know like fat consequence and self accountability and stuff don't come out. I'm just guessing. And you know, and that's like all part of the brainwashing of the fat acceptance death cult. They really make people who are otherwise very smart, intelligent, normal people delusional.
build when literally that's you just saying to me, you are too fat.
Because weight directly affects your health, Alex. I know you don't like to think that, but it's inherently related. Because she would not sit here and expect... Would you be surprised if an insurance company rejected Eugenia Cooney? Like, no. Alex and anybody else would say, well, no, oh my God, that woman's too thin. She's starving herself. Like, she's going to keel over any minute. She's a bad investment. Same with people like Alex. Like, she is morbidly obese. She's unhealthy. Her weight is out of a normal, general, healthy range. She's a bad investment. It's the same thing. Being like, and people that, oh, you just hate fat people. You're a fat shamer. No, I am directly, and I always directly to say, it is bad to be on either extreme. It is not good to be too thin either, to be insanely thin, to be starving yourself, to be Eugenia size, to be Alex size. Neither one are healthy or good, you know, and you have like, I would give different advice, obviously, for somebody who was too skinny, but as far as healthy eating and things like that, I would give the same general advice as far as the foods and stuff like that. But, you know, so she would absolutely understand why they would reject Eugenia. And you can't believe that and not believe that your excess weight is not a problem.
Do you have diabetes? Do you have high cholesterol? Do you have...
You don't, Alex, until you do. You are at higher risk for it. You are at a much higher risk of developing it, especially because your mom has diabetes problems. That's just a fact. You probably do have some degree of fatty liver when you have 100, 200 extra pounds on you. So that's a problem. And you definitely have hyperinsulinemia. You definitely have chronic inflammation. You are going to you could very easily start having problems with blood pressure, inflammatory markers, triglycerides, liver, like just a myriad of things, hormonal issues. So, you know, like I hate how they push, oh, my blood work and everything is good right now. Do the deeper stuff. Look at the deeper blood work, you know, not just the basics, the ones that give a, you know, do a scan, do a DEXA scan or an MRI or a CT that shows the fat around her organs, the fat on her liver or in her liver. You know what I mean? It's like, and it would paint a different picture.
A family history of XYZ? Nope.
You have a family history directly of diabetes. Okay, so that's a like little strike against you right there. Even if you were healthy, like that would be something they would take into control. Oh, hey, mom's diabetic. You know, like they look at that stuff.
You're just too fat. Honestly, I was fully expecting because I'm sorry, my dog's...
Again, see, you're just too fat. They hate fat people. No, Alex, they want your money as much as they want anyone else's. They just hate me because I'm fat. Get over it.
a toy if you can hear it behind me. I'm sorry. I was even expecting, because of my weight, I was like, I know they're going to want to probably do a physical and a blood test. And they're going to want to see all this stuff, my blood.
Yeah, and they should. And she's going to bring up blood pressure here. Like I said, there are people on my 600-pound life who are younger, in their 20s and stuff, whose blood pressure is still like within a fairly normal range. The body is amazing at maintaining some degree of homeostasis and holding out those baseline things until it gets to a point where it just can't anymore. Like, those things are not the first to go. Like, there are other things that you look at in a deeper sense. Like I said, the body scans, the deeper blood works, the more detailed hormonal and panels and stuff like that would very likely show you a different story.
Pressure, whatever. I'm like, that's fine with me because I know those things are good. I've had a physical recently. Like, I know I am great. I have constant doctor's appointments since my surgery last year. So like, I was expecting that fully.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, but Alex, you ate through your surgery. That shows that you have a problem with food. You have
I was expecting to receive like a follow-up of like, hey, sorry, we're gonna need you to do a physical, whatever. I even gave them such a benefit of the doubt of like, we're gonna actually need to raise your price a little bit just because you're fat. Because I'm already so used to everything just being a little bit.
It's not just because you're fat, Alex. It's because you are going to inherently have more health problems than somebody who maintains a healthier body size in general.
A little bit of an obstacle being overweight. So I expected already those 2 obstacles, but nope, you are denied because of your build. Wow.
And somebody like Eugenia Cooney would be equally rejected because of her build. Or, oh my God, she would have to pay so much money. It would be thousands of dollars a month, and they wouldn't even think it would be anybody, like, possible for anyone to do. So it's not just because they don't like fat people. They apparently really hate skinny people too. Like, dangerously skinny people, because Alex would sit here and readily admit being too skinny is dangerous. So being too fat is the same.
Oh, and this is just, I already know I'm going to get so much hate from all the people out there. Well, what do you expect from life insurance? You're overweight. That comes with a million different health risks. First of all, I know you're going to comment, whatever.
It does. And here she's like, oh, I know you're going to comment, whatever. That whatever and that hand up is her dismissing because she doesn't want to hear the truths that people will spit out in the comment section because she's in denial. She should be saying, I know, like, do you see the denial? And it's freaking frustrating and annoying. I know what you're going to say, whatever. That's her dissociating and saying, la la la, sticking my fingers in my ears, going, I can't hear you. I don't want to hear it. That type of stuff, like that science doesn't apply to me, when it does. It just does.
Just do it and have a great friggin' time. The bottom line is health and weight are not the same.
Health and weight are not the same. But health is directly affected by your weight. Let me say it again for the Alexes in the back. Your weight directly affects your overall health and well-being. You can't get away from it. You can't fantasy land your way out of that particular reality. And that's just it. This is what happens when you live in like an online echo chamber and hug box where you only hear what you want to hear versus what you need to hear.
You can be healthy at a bigger size. You
can be healthy at a bigger size at like being 20 or 30 pounds overweight. You know what I mean? You have a little excess body weight. Most of it's muscle. Yeah. But Alex, 60, 50 pounds or more is not healthy. 100, 150, 200 pounds. That is not healthy. That's not a little excess weight. You're carrying like the equivalent of another small woman on your body. That's not healthy. It's not healthy. Like, no matter what you say, it's not healthy.
Number on the scale that equals health.
Yes, there are numbers on the scale that equal health, because guess what? I'll admit right now, because, people say, oh, you don't put yourself on. I posted my fat ass's weights every day on shorts for 40 days during Lent. When I did my Lent challenge to see how that particular diet would affect my weight, see where I started, see how it was. And guess what? I started at my highest weight ever, you know, and that number on the scale, me being a 5-foot hobbit of a woman, weighing in at 192, that number on the scale directly implies I'm not healthy, that's not healthy. That number is not healthy. And I know it and I own it, and I'm not dumb enough to be delusional about it. If it gets down to like 170, is that healthier? Yes. Is it still healthy for a 5-foot hobbit woman like myself? No. If it gets down to 156, where that gets me out of the obese range, technically into the overweight range, that is healthier. That shows an improvement in my health. Is that still healthy? No, because it's still overweight. So yes, the number on the scale is representative of a lot. Alex, like it or not, you are not, like I said, you are not freaking like Arnie Rodrigues. You are not Lady J Cutler. You are not all muscle. And if you were, even if you were all muscle and still weighed this weight, you would still be equally unhealthy, because while muscle is healthier than fat, once you have an exorbitant amount of weight on your body, just the fact of having that much extra mass on your body, be it fat or weight or whatever, is not healthy, and it's a strain on your body and your systems. So the number on the scale is not the only metric by any means, but it counts for something.
I have friends
I'm tired of this scale shaming, guys.
Overweight and unhealthy. I have friends who are overweight and super healthy. I have skinny.
And again, and this is something I have said for people who've never watched any of my fat acceptance videos. One of fat acceptance and Hayes' main arguments is like, skinny doesn't mean healthy. And I always say that. No, skinny does not automatically mean healthy. You can be thin, have horrible habits, have an awful diet, and still be very, very unhealthy. But your body weight is technically within a healthier weight. But fat always like equals unhealthy. Like I said, if you're like 10, 15, 20, I would say up to about 30 pounds overweight, you can be healthy. But once you get to be like 50, 60, 70 pounds, 45, 50, 60 plus pounds overweight, you're not healthy. And once you're morbidly obese, Alex, any way you slice it, it's not healthy. It equals unhealthy. Just like anybody who gets down to a low weight like Eugenia, that's unhealthy no matter how you spin it.
Friends that are super unhealthy. I have skinny friends that are healthy. Your body size does not equate to your health. There are
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You see, this is actually really tragic because this is so delusional. It's bonkers.
so many different factors, and we have to stop slapping this label of unhealthy, lazy, sloppy.
I didn't say lazy and sloppy. There are fat people that are lazy and sloppy. There's skinny people that are lazy and sloppy. But Alex, you have poor eating habits. You have a poor relationship with food. You overeat. You're not getting fat on brown rice and chicken and vegetables. You have a poor diet. And those foods alone, if you're thin, but your diet is all packaged, processed crap and fast food and takeout and junk, that's still not healthy either. Those foods have detrimental effects on your overall health, whether you're skinny or fat.
Whatever on fat people. It's not right. It's not okay. And
it's true. So it is right and it is okay, because it's wrong for people to lie to you, like your little minions who come into my comment section and say that you're perfectly fine and you're okay to let you go, because what you do now and what they encourage will keep you unhealthy and make you unhealthier. If people really liked you, why do they encourage you to keep bad habits. I'm guessing that all the particular ones that come into my hate section and to other reaction channels hate sections and like champion for Alex and get so offended, but if you say anything about her eating or her diet or anything, it's because they are really overweight too and have the same shit habits, and they are in the same denial about, you know, like it touches a nerve with them personally, so they take it out on us by like going after us for what we say about Alex.
And honestly, I am like disgusted. And the reason I want to...
If you're that disgusted, Alex, then why don't you lose some weight? And before you do, like, here's the thing. Like I said, go get a DEXA scan. Go get an MRI that shows the visceral fat, the amount of visceral fat around your organs, the fat in your liver. Get advanced blood work that shows your fasting blood sugar, fasting insulin, all of your detailed hormonal levels, your the size and shape and amount of your cholesterol particles, your ratio of triglycerides to cholesterol. Let's see your inflammatory markers like your C-peptides, your C-reactive proteins, your amylase and lipase, all of your liver markers, your liver enzymes. Let's do a real deep dive, Alex. And those, like I said, those things would show a different story. They're not going to be super optimal. And even at her age, they would fare better, but those are the things that will start showing poorly before like your pulse and blood pressure, which these people like to hang on to for dear life.
To share this and talk about it is to bring awareness to it.
Oh yeah, and joints. Let's not forget a joint scan to check the amount of cartilage and the wear and tear on your load-bearing joints and things like that. I forgot all about that.
Talk about it, not be ashamed of it, because I'm sick of fat people getting the short end of the stick.
I don't think you should be like ashamed. You should be ashamed if you're not doing anything and you don't want to make yourself better. Clearly, Alex wanted to make herself better. She knew this was a problem. She's had several weight loss like operations. I mean, hell, she had a freaking like bypass or something. It was a bypass she had, right? So she knows it wasn't healthy. She knows she needed that to try to get pregnant. So I think deep down, like, this is just a lot of cope. She knows this isn't good and she's just upset and she's just venting. And this is like her trying to detach herself from reality and her responsibility and her role that her behavior has played in all of this.
I'm just sick of it. And I had people messaging me saying all these similar things of like, actually, you know what? It was funny because a lot of my friends were able to get the life insurance by, completing a physical, or they had to pay extra, exactly what I was expecting. But to just be like, nah, you're fat.
That means, Alex, that your weight was such a problem that they said no. They didn't even look at going over those extra steps. So, honey, it's an issue. Like, I guarantee if you actually lost another 40 or 50 or 60 pounds, go back and shows more, they might consider you again. Like if you want consider, just if you keep losing weight, if you actually kept losing weight, they would eventually consider you and you would get down to a healthy weight and you would be able to get your insurance. This is why you guys wanted me to react to this. You guys like it when I'm triggered and I go crazy and I'm like bashing my head against the wall. I gotta get the camera up so you guys can see this, but I can see why you wanted me to react to this one.
I was just kind of baffled. I really was. And the older I get and the more like shit I go through, the more I'm like, people...
they say that wisdom comes with age. Are we sure about this?
Deserve to be stood up for and talked to. If you had any other legitimate reason for denying me of...
But it's legitimate! It's legitimate. Like right now, I would expect to be rejected for life insurance. Like a lot of the weight I lost from the Lent challenge, I've gained a lot of it back. I don't know how much because I am currently like PMSing and I can retain up to like 4 to 6 pounds of fluid around that time of the month. And it's like very abnormal because I have like PCOS. So I don't know if it is all just excess weight I've gained back. I know a lot of it is fluid, but I don't know how much. But all I know is regardless of if it's like period fluid retention or actual, I would not expect to get approved or get a good rate right now because I'm like 5'0". A healthy weight range for me is between like 98 pounds and 125 or 130 is like the high end. That's like the fat ass end. So like me like clocking in as much more as I do, I don't expect them to be happy with me about it. But I live in reality. Like I am realistic about this and I am working on doing things to really just finally get this freaking weight off and be done with it. Because I've tried a bunch of different diets over the last year and a half. I'm figuring out what's really just truly working for me, what I have to do versus maybe what I want to do. I've really honed in and started really getting a good solid supplement regimen down that's helping to manage my pain and symptoms from my Lyme disease, which is going to allow me to be able to move more and exercise more and just be more functional and help my overall health. Like I'm taking steps. Alex had weight loss surgery. She could have been eating so little. From what I heard, you guys, that she like blended up like buffalo chicken dip and was eating that. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I love me some buffalo chicken dip. I do. And I know you need to focus on protein after your freaking bypass. But I don't know that that was on the menu, first of all. And second of all, like she's still, oh, my nutritionist, okays this protein pasta and all this. Well, your nutritionist sucks ass, Alex. Sorry. And you should see a new one because there's more protein in actual protein than a freaking protein pasta. And protein coming from, be it meat or a shellfish or a tofu or something like that, comes with more bioavailable protein and less carbohydrates, aka sugar, than your protein pasta. You just defend that stuff because you still want to eat pasta and you still want to eat bread. You don't want to. Sometimes you just have to big girl freaking up, stick your big girl panties on and say, okay, I like this, but I have to not eat it. And then when you get to a better weight, you can have it occasionally, have it now and then. You know, I'm not against people having treats, but you have to say, I need to change my everyday habits. And she just clearly doesn't want to. And looking at the weight she's gained now, like the puffiness in her face, the state of her acne, like it's all very clear that like she's not healthy.
Life insurance when I'm just trying to give you my hard-earned money here, just trying to pay you, but no.
Yeah, but they're saying you're not worth it, Alex, because you're gonna die before we make enough money off of you and you're gonna cost us. So no.
You are discriminating against me because of my weight.
They're not freaking hell. It's not weight discrimination, okay? They don't just randomly discriminate because they don't like fat people, okay? They want your money. And if they're not taking it, there is a damn good reason.
And assuming that I am unhealthy, even though under a doctor.
You are. Alex, you needed to get bypassed to lose weight and you ate through it. You have hormonal issues because of your weight. You have like arthritis and joint issues because of your weight. You are at excess risk of diabetes because of your weight. You couldn't get pregnant because of your weight. That's not normal. Jesus, heavens, Lord, Father, help me.
Standard, under my doctor's standard, I am living super healthily. You didn't try to check.
Well, then your doctor is a piece of crap and he needs to be fired if he's telling you that you're perfectly healthy. He could say like, hey, your general labs look good. Your blood pressure and everything's maintaining. But Alex, you are not healthy until you get another 75 or 100 pounds off of you. That doctor, any doctor telling you that you're that morbidly obese that you're being rejected for life insurance, if they're telling you you're healthy, they suck. Because it's like, and that's like, and doctors will tend to do that. Like I've admitted in some of my other videos, at my yearly physical, my doctor refused, even though I said I have these symptoms, I'm worried about my blood sugars, I want to check them. My doctor, who was already drawing blood, would not even run an A1C test on me. I had to go pay $80 out of pocket to order an A1C test on my own. And it's in the normal range, but I would like it to be lower. It's a little high for me. But I had to bring up my weight. Like I said, I am 5 foot. I am 5 foot. I claim 5'1", but my son and my husband basically more or less told me that no, you aren't actually 5'1". That's like a stretch. If you put your ponytail up real high, you're 5'1". Like you're 5 foot nothing. And my doctor said, oh, when I brought up my weight, oh yeah, your weight's fine. You're maintaining a weight within about 10 pounds of what it was last year and the year before, and I'm like, okay, but I'm like clinically not even class 1 obese. I'm clinically class 2 obese. Like at the low end, I'm like 40, 45 pounds overweight. At the high end, I am technically, guys, almost about 80 pounds overweight, 75, 80 pounds overweight. And she thought because I was maintaining like 175, 180, that was good because it wasn't fluctuating too much. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you're telling your class 2 morbidly obese patient that their weight is good. So take that with a grain of damn salt, to be honest. Because guess what? My blood work and my labs come back good. My blood pressure, everything is good. Healthy, I am not. So tell your doctor you can't listen to everything they say as far as that. If you have a doctor that's saying that, you really should. Due to my insurance, it's hard for me to find another doctor. I'm really limited because we're also out here way in the sticks. But find a doctor that will tell you the truth about your weight. Like I was being honest about my weight and my doctor wasn't, and I was very disappointed in her. But Alex just wants people to tell her what she wants to hear versus what she needs to hear. And this is the mindset and rhetoric that the body positivity and Hayes movement filters into their followers' brains.
Check my blood work. You didn't try to check me at a physical. You didn't even hear the
like I said, I told you, check all those other detailed, deeper tests, and it would be different.
fact that I have a great family health history. It's just simple
Diabetic mother.
discrimination against my size. So I just want you to know if
They want your money. I'm not going to watch anymore. They want your money. If they're not taking it, they've got a damn good reason. So anyways, yeah, thank you guys for suggesting this that would trigger me. Let me know what you think in this video, and let me know if you agree with me. I think she looks a lot better and a lot slimmer in this video. It's clear she's really gained a lot of weight back. And if you have any other suggestions for videos I should watch to just keep familiarizing myself with Alex and her whole lore, let me know. We're gonna go get ready to leave and go to my family's house and enjoy the day with my kiddo. We're going to be out most of the day. Maybe I'll record and upload a couple of shorts. I don't know, but either way, I hope you guys have a good one. I'll be like, and if I don't respond or heart or check comments or anything, don't worry. Even whenever I don't get a chance to heart them or respond to them, I try to do as much as possible. I still check them. I still listen to what you guys have to say. I love all the insights you give on all my videos. So just if you don't hear from me, that doesn't mean they're not seen or heard, because they are. So anyways, I will see you in the next one, and you guys have a good day.